A Muslim is commanded to worship Allah throughout the journey of life in this world. Worship is not an option. It is not a phase. It is the very purpose of our existence. Yet if we are honest with ourselves, many of us struggle. We feel lazy when it comes to prayer. We delay acts of worship. And even when we stand before Allah, our hearts feel empty. Our lips move, but our souls feel silent. When worship feels hollow, it may not be because Allah is distant. It may be because the heart is dying. A dead heart does not happen overnight. It fades slowly, quietly, almost unnoticed. This happens because of sins and acts of disobedience that we repeat without repentance. Each sin chips away at the light of the heart. Each act of negligence makes worship feel heavier, until one day, praying feels like a burden instead of a relief. When the heart begins to die, sin feels normal. Obedience feels difficult. The soul becomes comfortable with darkness and uncomfortable with light. A person with a dead heart does not always feel guilty anymore. They can commit sins repeatedly and feel nothing. And when the call to worship comes, their body feels heavy and their spirit resists. One of the scholars warned us about this reality. He said that even associating with people who openly commit sins, even if you do not join them, will slowly erase your sense of rejection towards sin. Over time, the heart becomes familiar with it. And familiarity is the beginning of acceptance. Acceptance is the beginning of destruction. Imam al-Ghazali, one of the greatest scholars of Islam, gave a timeless reminder. He said that constantly witnessing immorality and disobedience removes the hatred of sin from the heart. Think about that. Sin does not destroy the heart only through action, but also through exposure. What you watch, what you listen to, who you sit with, what you scroll through every single day. There is a well-known saying that carries a deep truth. Frequent contact kills sensitivity. When you touch fire once, you pull your hand away. When you touch it repeatedly, your skin burns and loses feeling. The same happens to the heart. At first, sin feels wrong, then it feels tempting, then it feels normal, then it feels necessary. This is not because Allah stopped loving you, it is because your heart stopped responding. But here is the hope. A heart that feels empty is not always dead, sometimes it is calling for help. The fact that you feel something is missing in your worship is a mercy. It is a sign that there is still life inside your heart. A dead heart feels nothing at all. Allah is always ready to revive hearts, but revival requires honesty. It requires repentance. It requires distancing yourself from what numbs your soul. Protect your heart like you protect your body. Be careful what you expose it to. Be careful who you allow to influence it. Be careful what you normalize. Return to Allah before worship becomes nothing more than movement. Return to Allah before sin becomes your comfort. Ask Allah to soften your heart. Ask Him to bring life back into your worship. Ask Him to make obedience sweet again. Because a living heart finds peace in prayer. A living heart finds joy in remembrance. A living heart finds strength in turning back to Allah. And no matter how far you feel you have gone, the door of return is still open.